Hello, hello. We are here. Welcome, everybody. What? It is the grand finale training. Hey, Shanna. Okay, Christy Hammond, I made you a co-host, I believe. Cool.
I'm sitting here listening to this.
Okay, let's do a quick mic check. Anybody who, I guess anybody, really, just make sure you are muted. I am so excited about this. This is the moment I've been looking forward to all of Summit Week. Although we've had some pretty amazing moments in our panels. I was like literally just like in shock and tears last night when I thought about how special this week has been. So thank you. Yes, I like created a space for this, but the space has been filled by so many amazing therapists and speakers, and it's so incredible. So let me double check that we're admitting everybody. Oh, I can hit mute all. Nice. Boom. Learning technology more and more. Okay. So let me pull up my slides. Listen, I'm pretty proud of myself for creating a slide deck. So let's just embrace that. Cool. Okay. Share screen. Let's see if we can make it work. And move my face for a sec so I can present this. Oh, yay, guys, it's happening. So please put some comments in the chat. I'll be asking questions throughout so we can interact, even though we have my face is this small. I really love these moments to connect, to share information, and kind of dream together. We're moving it from all these concepts we've heard this week that have been so exciting and inspiring. It's like, okay, what do we do with that? So, Christy, there are some folks waiting. I don't know if I hit something, if it'll move my slide forward. Nope. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, so this is Cultivate Abundance. We're talking about elevating your income, your impact, and your energy with therapy intensives. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna have to move my face over here. So our focus today, I already said it, income, energy, impact. And I'm gonna ask you later on in the presentation, so think about it now. If you had to rank these, which one do you think you would say is the most important to you right now, or that you wish you could have more of? So keep that in the back of your mind. All right. In order to get the fullness of what's about to happen, I know this is hard. Do your best. Put down your phone, put it to silence if you're able, and let's really focus so we can get everything out of this. And I think this animal is just very cute. You'll see all my animal pictures. And stay with me till the end because I have a special bonus offer for people. If it feels like right for you to join Launch Guide this round, there's a special bonus. So you don't want to miss it, basically. So get in the chat, say hello, let me know if this is you. I'm going to go through a couple different options. Today, as you sit on this call, are you feeling intensives curious? Like, what could this intensive thing mean for me, my clients, my practice? Are you feeling intensives motivated, like you're about ready to take a leap right off of this little branch here, like this sweet little Sweet little frog. Bonus points if you can find a frog emoji to put in the chat. I'd be very impressed by that. Are you frustrated but determined? Maybe you've been wanting to make changes in your practice, but things have not gone as planned or proven to be a little trickier than you expected, but you're like, I'm going for it. Let me see what people are saying. Ooh. Curious and motivated. Curious. Ah, emoji. Yay. Okay, I'm too excited about that. Frustrated but determined. That's what I'm talking about. Motivated. Ooh, motivated and overwhelmed. Curious. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I did not know there was a frog. Cool. All of them. Motivated, frustrated, determined. Okay, perfect. We did this already. It would have been easier if I told you to do 1, 2, or 3, but that's okay. The point is, regardless of where you are, I'm here for you and I'm cheering for you. So that's my like, happy face. All right, let's get a little bit real here for a second, because a lot of the stuff we've been talking about in the summit has been really inspirational and aspirational. And I feel like it's important to say, like, the landscape of where we've been as a community of therapists. So this is a quick look at the Simple Practice Therapist Wellbeing Report. I don't know if you've seen these statistics. It's pretty interesting. So 52% set of therapists reported experiencing burnout last year. 49% said that their burnout has gotten worse since COVID. No surprise there. 47% have questions about their ability to stay committed to the mental health field. I know anecdotally, I see that in therapist Facebook groups all the time. 57% of therapists say they've questioned their commitment to the mental health field and they plan to leave in the next 5 years. And I want to say, look, I've had burnout experiences and I left the field for a time. So if that's what is needed for someone's nervous system to truly like rest and recover, that is perfectly a really good thing to do. But a lot of us, like, we love this work. We don't want to stop because of the systemic issues happening in our field and in our world. Yeah, burnout is real. That is for sure. So I won't keep you with too much data, but I think it is pretty interesting. 60% say their work-life balance contributes to burnout. Totally get that. 55% say that administrative tasks contribute to burnout. I think this is on the next slide, but obviously folks who spend time interacting with insurance panels absolutely take the brunt of administrative tasks, and that is not without a cost. 44% say that low pay contributes to feelings of burnout. 100%. 64 say that they report feeling emotionally drained. That's my story for sure. 39% say they have difficulty engaging in personal activities. Yep, when the things that you love to do and used to fill you up don't really scratch the surface anymore. And 67% say that they've had to reduce their caseload due to burnout. So why am I saying all this? This is not supposed to be like a downer, because we've been up in the clouds. We want to be dreaming of the future while also rooted in where we are and the systems that we exist in. So number one, we operate in a broken system, no doubt about that. And number two, the work we do is not easy. We still, we still can love it and enjoy it, but it's not easy. So that is kind of our anchoring. I want to tell you a little bit about my story, which if you know me already, this isn't a surprise to you, but this this is my family. I've been, oh gosh, I don't even know how long, 10, 15 years um, as a therapist, and that was me. That was me working community mental health, working extremely high stress, high demand, high crisis jobs to the point where my nervous system was on fire and I was not functioning like at all. It triggered a significant chronic health issue that now I realize is related to early childhood trauma as well. But I had to leave the field because I literally could barely like walk, lift things, stand, like my body was done. I had pushed myself so far because I believed that sacrificing for others was like the most beautiful and noble thing I could do. And my life suffered. So anyway, I was dealing with health issues. It only took another like personal thing in my life to happen to just push the stress to a level that I couldn't like manage anymore. And during that time, I was like newly married. I really wanted to have a family. That was so exciting, but we were not able to have children. That's a lot of people's story, and trigger warning for anybody who is in that situation or has a loved one in that situation. But I was dealing with a lot of burnout. I really desperately wanted to be a mom. I was working with kids and teens, which in some ways filled me up, but also like put salt in the wound even more. And but anyway, the point of the story is in uh when COVID hit, everything changed. I mean, everything changed no matter what for everybody, but in my world, everything changed. And that is when I became a mom. This is my son Felix. He's 4 years old now. How? What the heck? He was born March 1st of 2020. So we spent the start of COVID in the NICU. And that was the moment where I said, I'm done sacrificing my health, my energy, my wealth, my future, and I'm shifting into private practice. And shortly after, I made the investment into EMDR and offering intensives. So I knew something had to change. I knew that I had waited 7 years to be a mom, and I was not going to give up that for anything. So that is what happened in my world. Lots of people have a similar story of burnout or just finally coming to the point where you're like, I have to have really strong boundaries about how I operate my practice. So anyway, that's me. I kind of rambled a little bit. Sorry. Um, okay. So do a quick mic check just in case. Um, so intensives, what it did for me, I always say this, you probably heard me say it before. I knew it would help my clients. I didn't have any doubt about that. I did not know it would impact me and my life. It has changed my life. It's changed my practice 100%. And I feel, well, you'll hear all the things, but I feel more fulfilled and I can continue to offer really, really deep care that fills me up and impacts my clients. So more freedom and flexibility. Listen, this is my dearest friend. And last year she faced a really unexpected life-threatening health issue. And because of how my practice is set up with intensives, I could just leave at a moment's notice. I didn't have anything to cancel. I could just go. And we live in different states, but we grew up together. And this is a moment where, you know, life or death, you need to be there. So it was so comforting not to have like a ton of people to call or email and reschedule. I could just I could just go. So that to me, that's priceless. This is us. We went to a retreat last month to get a therapist retreat, and it was beautiful. So we just do not know where life will take us. That's the point. So I'm gonna try my best to do some math. I am not a mathematician by any means, but I double checked to make sure the maths, it adds up. So before intensives, I was seeing 10 clients per week. And this is even, this is me trying to limit my caseload because I'm a mom with a baby kiddo and dealing with postpartum stuff, which by the way, if you didn't know, adoptive parents also can deal with postpartum mental health concerns. I did not know that. So I was seeing 10 clients per week. That's 40 clients per month, 40 sessions in a month, and I charged $150 per session. So that was putting me at about 6,000 per month. Now, after intensives, I can see 2 clients per month by choice. Obviously, you can see way more than that if you want. That looks like 11 hours of my, like 11 hours I spend in session every other week, which averages what, like 5.5 hours per week? So that's 22 hours in session per month, whereas before I was doing 40. The cost of my 3-day intensive is about $5,000. And you can see I'm working about half as much time in session and making more. This is the schedule that works for me, but there's lots of possibilities for people. Some people don't want to spend less time. They'll spend the same amount of time and take all the extra income. So I just say this to show like what's possible. I want to make sure if I'm saying something like you can, work half the hours and make double the money or something, like I don't just say that. I want to make sure it you see the actual fine print. Okay. And then I promise we're getting to the for real like agenda part. I just get distracted because I get excited. Excuse me. So, trying to move my face. Therapy intensives can help. Oops, I just something on my screen. Can help clients feel better faster, can give space for us or for you to do your deepest work. They allow you to see the client transformation. They can help you feel less drained and more joy, make more money in less time, give you time to nourish your soul. That's my top one. And serve more clients with a wider impact. So it's less time in session, but could be more people that you're impacting. And I just want to pause because sometimes our brains like can't just naturally imagine, but could you imagine having that choice available to you? That you could potentially cut your schedule dramatically and still make the same amount of money. Or if you are very, very passionate and you're not like the rest of us who are, maybe fatigued or in a burnout state, you could add it. What that would mean just for your daily schedule and for your life. I want to check the chat real quick. Ooh. Okay, Christy's tracking some questions. Good, because yes, I'm doing the ask me anything at the end, so that'll be like perfect. Ooh. Okay. So, oh, this is for me what it means is deeper work with clients, less administrative stuff to juggle. Because by the way, if you only see 2 clients, guess how many case notes you have to write? A lot less. It's private pay, so the money's straight into your account. More time with friends and family without losing income and maybe even earning more. To me, it's all about choice. Choice is power. Choice for our clients, choice for us. So therapy intensives can help you cultivate abundance. To me, abundance is like this lush rainforest kind of vibe. Okay, so let's talk about what we have been doing this week, which holy moly, is it's been incredible. Last week we kicked everything off with the pre-party. We're talking about what intensives even are and why are they so powerful. On day 1, Monday, we talked about getting creative. So many cool presentations about ways that you can express your creativity and your gifts in your intensives. Day 2, going deep. Man, there's nothing, I don't have to comment on each of these, but I can't help it. There's nothing like the depth that you can experience in an intensive session. And then day 3, we talked about that, more money, more freedom, more joy. The stuff that comes up in us when we think about more money. We can have a lot of feels. And then what it's like to truly have freedom and power over our schedules, and experience greater joy. So now here we are, day 4. Woo! Dream to reality. Let's get to it. So, oops. There we go. Our agenda for today. Oh no, I don't want to block off my little parrot. How to cultivate abundance with therapy intensives. We're going to talk about a custom premium service, a clear message, and then courage and confidence. So first and foremost, this question has come up a lot, and it's a good one. Like, how the heck do you market therapy intensives? Who are these clients who are paying these premium rates for such an in-depth service that has so much time, emotional, money investment? Do those even exist? And you've heard from me, the speakers, the panelists. Yes, they are out there. It's not a myth. It's not a unicorn. I'm not the only one who, exclusively offers intensives in my practice. And I think what I've come to is that creating a custom premium service, maybe those words feel yucky to you, like marketing wise. Sorry, I'll try to say it in my like access my heart-centered intuitive self. Creating something that is really special and really specific to clients that you love to serve. So really, that's just being client-centered. And what makes it premium is that you're not doing the typical thing of sitting and talking back and forth. You're interweaving the stuff that you love. So whether that's some somatic work, maybe it's energy or sound healing, maybe it's IFS and EFT. It doesn't have to be anything like, quote, alternative, whatever that is. Really, it means that you're creating a space that is client-centered. And it's not just 50 minutes, it's the amount of time that serves the client best and serves you best. That is what people are willing to pay for. So, like I said, you're weaving together your knowledge. It's not cookie cutter. I mean, you can start with what you love and then offer it out to people. But part of that involves a custom workbook. So I have a workbook that I use for intensive clients. It serves a lot of different purposes. One is it sets that premium client experience from the start. It's really helping them to prepare ahead of time for what the intensive is going to be like. So there's a welcome letter, there's some FAQs, there's like clinical considerations to prepare, but there's also just personal. So whether they're coming to my office, it could be stuff like, what do I wear or what do I bring? If they're doing it virtually, like how to make sure they have a space where they can be uninterrupted and feel privacy. Um, if they're going to be traveling from out of town and staying, in my city or whatever the details are, helping them to really create it can truly be like a personal retreat. A lot of people will do that, like get a hotel, book a massage after, or like we can help them coordinate that. But the workbook helps with those practical details. And then it also contains a lot of activities where I'm doing some screenings. I'm learning about, because of my, like I do trauma work and attachment work. So I want to know a lot about their early life, their attachment relationships, their current triggers, coping styles, their current like self-care strategies, if those are effective. So the workbook is extremely robust. It's like 50 pages or something. And I offer it, but the key is really to customize it. So you may not use everything for every client. And the cool thing is we can add things to it. So the workbook is a big piece of that. And then, like I mentioned, those integrative and complementary services. So I don't offer Reiki or energy work, but I have good friends who do. So we've talked about, can you come start us off with that session, or can we end with that? Especially if people's trauma is like in the body or generational, having some of those body focused services can be really helpful. And then clients don't have to, maybe they don't even know that that would help them, but we do. And so we can customize a package and make that available to them. Thought I was pulling up the chat. Okay, let's keep rolling. Oh, yay. So if you were on the intensive design lab panel earlier, you met Amber, and I just wanted to highlight her. She's such a good example. She sees BIPOC women who are high achieving perfectionists. And Amber was like, can I offer intensives? I'm all virtual. And so I was like, well, yes, I mean, of course you can. But what Amber discovered is that her folks really like to do that model where they like get a hotel, maybe their partner or grandparents are staying with the kids, and it is like truly a retreat weekend. And so she's created what she thought was like going to be make intensives not possible for her, actually was what made them even more appealing to her ideal clients. So that's what I mean when I say get creative, because you could be like, oh, well, I don't have an office. I don't think anyone's going to want to do it, blah, blah, blah. Or we could come up, like, talk with our clients, see what they want. Her people wanted a day to sleep in a bed without a baby and uninterrupted and get a pedicure after or whatever else. And so that made it even more um like it served her clients even better and made it even more appealing for them to have this experience. So, okay. All right. So the next one is a clear message. Um, and I mean this kind of twofold. A clear message of why someone would do an intensive, like why instead of weekly therapy, or why they should refer their client for an intensive. And if we can say this, it takes practice, right? Like it took me quite a bit of time to figure out the words that like land right with me, that felt aligned to me, that I wanted to share with like prospective clients and then with colleagues who I like, whatever, we're connected, network with. Um, and I just want to say the words that feel good to me may not be the words that feel right for you and what you offer. And that's okay. That's kind of the cool thing of being in this community, is that we can help each other find what works best for us. So basically, if we can't see it clearly, then clients have no way to know if it's right for them. And people don't know to refer to us. So what I have come to is that intensives are an accelerated form of therapy that help people feel better faster. That works well for, me doing EMDR and IFS, and the type of work that I do, that describes it really, really well. So if someone's reaching out, before, when I still had weekly clients, if someone was reaching out, I could say, yeah, I have a wait list for weekly therapy, but I'm offering an intensive, and this is what it is. Some of those same things you're hoping to address, we can do it in a concentrated format more quickly. And a lot of times people are like, yes, I want that. So let's see, what else do we have on here? It helps people go deeper, see results more quickly. It honestly can be more convenient. This day and age, people are busy, their schedules are busy. And I think a lot of people don't do therapy because they don't want another appointment on their schedule. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, I know that I need to deal with this. I've needed to deal with it for a long time. Maybe it's like a trauma or a family dynamic or something with couples. And they're like, I'm ready. And I just want to dive in. And so being able to explain that an intensive can meet that need and be a good fit for that person, um, is like a big deal, right? Like we have to be able to speak to them what it is we know that they're desiring. And for some people, convenience is a really big factor. And then this one is kind of interesting, because you would think, how can you save money if an intensive is such a big financial investment up front? And the reality is, intensives are far more efficient than weekly therapy. That probably sounds like an oxymoron, but I believe it 1,000%, because the uninterrupted time, we just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. Whereas when we're doing weekly sessions, you have those 10 minutes you're checking in, 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes that you're checking out or wrapping things up. Really, that only leaves you with like a half hour to do the deep work, if there's not a crisis of the week, or if your client's in a headspace where they're ready to go there. I'll tell you what, this came up in the Intensive Design Lab panel earlier today. Intensive clients come ready to go. They know what they want to work on. They are focused. They are invested financially. So they are like, it is go time. And for me as a therapist, that's exactly the work that I want to do. So what was the point of that? It's more efficient for that reason. So that does equal saving time and money. Because if you're sitting in a weekly session for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months trying to work on a goal that you could have accomplished in, 1 or 2 or 3 intensives, that is time of your life. That's money that you're investing into ongoing therapy. Now, some people do see like their primary therapist ongoing and then do intensives to supplement that. Or, there's all kind of like hybrid options. But the efficiency, which I don't even like that concept, but it's true. Like you just can get so much further in intensive. It's truly, truly hard to fathom unless you've experienced it, which is why I tell people, like, just try it once, see how you feel. It can be really surprising. Okay, so all that was about having a clear message. Let me check the chat because I'm sure there's questions coming in. Oh, good. Oh, Christy's the bomb. She's keeping a question list. Okay. Oh, I forget. See, I forgot that I have examples for you because you're like, okay, Steffeny, I hear you saying this, but like, is that real? So clear message. The example is Deanna. She's incredible. She did a cohort, it was last fall with the intensive design lab, and she's a consultant for brain spotting and EMDR, and really wanted to have like a clear message about what she offers and why people should do her intensives. So we worked together in the cohort, and then she's also a client that I did copywriting for. Deanna's focus is really cool. It is serving grad students and young professionals who are dealing with stress, overwhelm, and trauma. And that you see how that is so specific. The thing you don't realize is she lives right next to an Ivy League school. So there's tons and tons of high achieving perfectionist grad and doctoral students there. And she's speaking directly to their unique pain points and offering a solution and transformation. And grad students can't, especially doctoral students, can't a lot of times cannot fit weekly therapy into their schedule, but when they're on a spring break or summer break or whatever, they can be really highly motivated to deal with whatever is impacting their ability or disrupting their ability to like be the best at or like accomplish their what am I saying? Like academically, because obviously perfectionism, stress, and trauma is going to impact how you can show up in school. Okay. Her website's one of my favorites. It's called Little Bird Counseling. So cute. Okay. Last one. This is so funny because I would never have said this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. I probably would have been like, okay, but can you tell me like a practical thing? Because this is very abstract. But here's the thing, this matters big time. And this is where a lot of that mindset work and limiting beliefs come in. So we talked about this I think in the hot seat coaching this morning, and it's been a theme throughout the summit overall. Something that really, really makes a difference when you are offering intensives that are custom, they're premium, and they're high investment. Courage and confidence. I love this picture. I feel like it captures it so well. Like, here I am. This is what I'm about. I am not a courageous. I mean, now I embrace my courage, but growing up, I always connected to, what is it? The Wizard of Oz, the one, it must be the Cowardly Lion. I was like, oh, I totally get that. Like vibes. And I think offering intensives, it's like it's cyclical, right? Like I took a step of courage to offer it, and then I saw the transformation that happened, and then that built my courage and my confidence. And then I did it again, and it just kept growing and growing and growing until I was just there. So courage and confidence, more and more, I think clients book or schedule intensives with therapists when they believe that you can help them. And how you show up in your copy, on your consult calls, in your emails, like however a client is connecting with you from the very beginning, your YouTube videos, your blogs, like what social media, obviously you do not have to do all these, but wherever it is that you show up, that clients are connecting with you, at the end of the day, what they need to know, one, they need to know that you get it and that whatever they're going through, you understand. And then they need to hear you say clearly and confidently, I can help you with that. That sounds so basic, but a lot of times we do not do that. Or if you're like me, I would be on consult calls, right? And they go, sometimes people talk so long and they're like, this happened and blah, blah, blah. And this is what I want therapy for. And then it's just kind of like, okay, well, this is what I have available. And if I feel courageous, like, this is how much it costs, blah, blah, blah. But I realized I was skirting over the whole point of what they needed. Now, every single time when they share and like give some kind of reflection that you really, really, truly understand, like some empathy about their pain, we have to say, I can help you with that. Or I think a therapy intensive would be a very good fit for this. And stop. Like you can discuss all the logistics after, but that is the magic moment that clients so desperately need to hear. It's a game changer. Sounds so obvious, but a lot of times we don't do it. We just don't. Maybe there's a lot of reasons for that. This is the difference between the client booking or looking for someone else. They're asking for help because they don't know what to do or how to make it better. So they need to know that you do. I just want to say that trying something new is intimidating, not like not being courageous. Yeah, this is related to courageous. Trying something new like offering an intensive or increasing your fee or getting private pay clients, whatever part of the journey you're considering, it's okay to do it scared. It's okay to do it and just test it out and see what happens. We don't know until we try. You can hear everybody talk about their experience, but you don't know what it's going to be like for you until you try. And if you don't like it, just stop. You don't have to do it anymore. That's the choice. Like that's power. Like agency over yourself and your practice. Let's keep going. See, I made examples and I love that. I'm appreciating myself right now. So Amy, you also met her if you were on the intensive design lab alumni panel. And she shared a little bit of her story. She did the workshop last summer, I think, and was like, I'm gonna do this. And then life happened. She had a number of emergencies, health things happen. And I remember she was like, oh gosh, like, am I ever going to be able to get this started? I feel so behind. Like, it's just life happened right in the moment when I'm trying to do something new. And the surprising thing is, not only did she launch maybe like a month later after her life kind of like stabilized, her clients, so many current clients wanted to do intensives with her. And once they tried it, that's all they wanted to do. So she does a model different than what I do. It works for her IFS clients. Instead of doing like a one and done, like 3-day experience, she just does ongoing intensives with people. And that works really well when they're getting to know their internal world, and especially when she's working with protector parts. Because, in IFS, if you are familiar, a lot of times you can like work with a protector and build sort of like an alliance or help that relationship. And then the session's over. You don't even you just got buy-in to connect with the exile part, and then you don't even get to go there. But in an intensive, a lot of times you can do both. And that's a game changer. So, yeah, Amy went from feeling like the universe is telling me I can't do this now, to all of a sudden, like she doubled. I think she had said, this might be later in the presentation. I think she said, I want to do 3 intensives by the end of the year. And it was like, I don't know, September. And she ended up doing 3 in September. It's like, what? So you just don't know. I feel like put it out to your current clients, and just see. Maybe they say yes, maybe they say no. It's okay. You're just making it available. So, a little check-in question. How would you like to cultivate abundance in your practice? More income, more energy, more impact. Beautiful. So this is my check-in moment for you. Tell me, which one do you want the most? What feels like the biggest priority or the most important? You can put the word or the number: income, energy, or impact. Give me a sec while I figure out how to pull up my chat. 2. Ooh. World traveler. Yes. I did a whole podcast on the traveling therapist about how intensives and being a traveling therapist really go hand in hand. Say 1 and 2. Yes. I love that. What is the name of your podcast? I was a guest on the traveling therapist podcast. That's Kim Tolson. That was pretty fun. Okay, so let me see. Are we seeing a theme? I feel like it's pretty spread out. Lots of ones. If you have a toddler, you probably want more energy. Maybe that's why I'm focused on more energy right now. Yeah, okay, I love it. I love it. So we're doing it again, right? We're like helping our brain make that connection. We have to be able to visualize. That might be an ableist statement. It is. It is helpful to visualize where we want to go, like the outcome of where we want to be, so that we can actually fill in the steps of how we want to get there, if that makes sense. And even like, it's funny, I totally should put this in the presentation, but this is exactly how I start. One of the first activities I do in my intensives is an EMDR resourcing activity where we think about the future state of where the client wants to be after the intensive is over. And I really have them, you can do this as I'm saying it out loud if it's accessible or you feel comfortable. Like, I really ask them to think like, the goal that you have, what does it look like? What does it sound like? Right? Like all the 5 senses. What does it tactile feel like? What does smell and taste? I don't know. Maybe you do have, maybe if you want to travel, you want to be eating some shawarma or curry or something while you're at a cafe by a beautiful location. That could be a taste or a smell connected to your final goal. But take a minute. I'm going to remember to do this. Really, this is in service to us all, because if we have somewhere we know we want to go, it's a goal. If we can imagine those 5 senses and then use the butterfly hug or the BLS to tap it in, that helps our brain make that connection. so we can so that we can actually do it. So, okay, I have to remember to like for real make a whole recording on that. Um, but if anything's popping in your mind, let me know. If there's a sense, if there's something you see. Yes, Diana, not everybody can visualize. For you, it might be more of a somatic feeling. So not a picture in your mind, but maybe it's something like how your body will feel when, if and when you reach, no, I'll say when you reach this goal. Ooh, okay, we have another question to keep for Ask Me Anything. All right. Wait, didn't I do this one? Oh, it's just similar. It says, what's your final destination? Oh yeah, so I was inviting you to imagine that. Aw, and are you ready for therapy intensives to help you get there? Oh, I love travel, so this just fills my heart. All right, so knowing what you know now, I'm talking about the summit presentations, the panels, the discussions we've had in the Facebook, all around therapy intensives this week. Tell me in the chat, knowing what you know now, honestly, could you see yourself offering intensives? I'm gonna look. Oh, yes. Hell yeah. I'm all about it. Definitely. Awesome. Love it. And here's the next question. Would you like me to guide you through every step of launching intensives in your practice? Let me know. Of course, now I'm going to share with you about what the heck that even is. So if I have your permission, um, which is it okay? I feel like some people have been waiting for this. So I want to consent, right? Uh, Let me tell you about the launch guide program. So before we get to that, you have two choices, and this is legitimately a choice. I respect the decision that's best for you. So you can absolutely DIY it and go solo. Nothing is new under the sun. There's tons of resources about this. Or number two, you can follow my lead and we can do it together. I like to do stuff with people, so. Launch guide. This little froggy makes me so happy. We're gonna have to do like frog emojis because this is a moment. So launch guide is a step-by-step process to launch intensives swiftly and simply without fear, uncertainty, or overwhelm, so you can stay focused on the therapeutic work that you love. You're busy, I know it, it's stressful to do new things. So I've worked with therapists to try to find the easiest way to make this process as smooth as possible. So Launch Guide has 4 modules. Number 1, the foundations, and we'll talk about what these all are because it's kind of big. Foundations, the essentials, the nuts and bolts, and the client journey. Here's what we'll put into action together inside Launch Guide. So module 0 is the foundations. I'm like, does it really count? Because a lot of times when you're at the point of joining a program, you probably already know this, but we want to make sure the foundation is super strong. So what is an intensive? Because there are so many options, that shouldn't be like overwhelming. That should be like, yeah, like abundance, like possibility. So I want to help you find the structure that works best for you, nobody else, just you, and of course your clients. So that's a part of module 0. Also, we're talking about the why for offering intensives. This came up in the alumni panel also today. So we all know that when we're not crystal clear on our why, we can break down or burn out before we get where we're going. So I want to make sure that this truly is like values aligned for you. Do it in a way that is aligned, not for my values, for you. And then who is your ideal client for intensives? So it's important to make sure your intensive is designed with a specific client in mind. And if not, it's going to be hard to get booked out. Ooh, that makes me think of Anna Walker. Get booked out. Shout out to Anna. So let's keep going. Module 1 is the essentials. That's how to format your intensives. We've been talking about this all week. It's good to have support so that you can discover the different options and then you can experiment with what works best for you. I tried a lot of different ways of doing intensives before I realized that I settled on my preferred format. So you should have that same freedom. How to integrate intensives into your schedule. This is always a big one. So there are strategic ways to add intensives into your schedule, even if you already have a full caseload. So we talk about that for sure. How to price your intensives at a premium private pay rate. So if the goal is to work less and earn more, then pricing is a big part of that. We want to support you to set your intensive rate. That's funny, right the first time. I think I'm going to push back on my own statement there. I don't think there's a right way. I think we want to be aware of our money mindset and how that impacts our price. So we explore that in Launch Guide as well. A lot to change. Okay, module 2, the nuts and the bolts. Ooh, in the alumni panel, this is the number one thing that people shouted out as being the most helpful to them. And this was created in collaboration with real therapists who went through the course. So I'll be so transparent. Every single time we do this, it changes and improves. So if there's something that isn't quite right for you, or it could be better, I'm constantly adjusting it on the fly. So I just want to put that out there from the front because we can always be learning. So nuts and bolts, how to create your intensives paperwork. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. I have templates for that. That's in we talk about the paperwork and the policies in the course, and then there's also an opportunity to upgrade to get the templates if you don't have them already. How to select a payment schedule. So there are a lot of different options about how you can set up your payment, whether that's the same way you do your traditional therapy where you get paid on the day you deliver the service, or if you create some kind of payment plan. There's a lot of choices. So I will tell you some of the options I know about, and you get to determine what works best for you and your clients. How to develop your cancellation policy. This is a hot topic that we spend a lot of time on. Intensives are a bigger block of time and a bigger chunk of change, aka money. And so you want to have a very solid cancellation policy to protect your income and your time. And then how to prepare your EHR or your electronic health record system for intensives. So I have a checklist of all the things to do to get your EHR ready. And then if you are a simple practice user like me, I have a whole mini course that has demo videos of how to do each and every step. So you can literally watch it and do it at the same time because I hate that stuff. So I made it easy for you. Okay, that's module 2. I feel like I have to take a breath. Let's do number 3. This is the last one. This is the client journey or the process. So what we're doing is we're designing what you want it to be like for clients. from the moment they hear about you all the way until the very end of the intensive. And so that is all these things, how they find you, that has to do with your marketing strategy, that initial client inquiry. That's so funny. So clients can say you had me at hello. Oh dear. I was cheesy when I wrote this. The consultation call, we talked about that confidence so that we can guide clients to move from being an inquiry to your intensive client. That pre-intensive interview, we're setting a strong foundation. The intensive session or sessions, this is where the magic happens. The post-intensive interview, we'll talk about how to follow up and follow through. And then these are more on your end, not necessarily with the client. Rest and recovery, an absolute essential step. Some therapists feel pretty drained and fatigued after intensives just because you're like really tuning in for a longer period of time. But sometimes you're in such a flow state that you're like amped up. Both have happened for me. And so I don't want to say, we don't know what it will be like for you, and every session's different, but still plan that like margin for rest and recovery. And then reflection and reassessment. So we want to see what worked well, what do you want to change? And that way your program or your service can be like constantly improving and getting refined. Okie dokie. So there are two ways to learn. OMG. So really this came out because I started offering this as a workshop, and some therapists said, gosh, I really wish we could have I wish we could have broken this down into a few weeks so that I could truly absorb and take it slow by slow. So I decided to do both. And, if Launch Guide's right for you, you can decide which format you prefer. So number one, I have a 2-day workshop, 2 hours each day. Number two is the 6-week coaching cohort. So let's talk about both of them. My little picture. First of all, the 2-day workshop is right for you if you like to consume a large amount of information at once, you like to move fast, and you don't want to wait for the next episode to drop. You can keep yourself organized and on track, and maybe you're not a fan of group coaching calls. On the other hand, the 6-week coaching cohort might be right for you if you prefer to move at a slower pace, you like to learn in bite-sized pieces, you know that a lot of info at once can be overwhelming or maybe even paralyzing for you, and you like a small group where you can connect and collaborate together. And I just want to say intuitively, somehow I found snake and turtle pictures and it like matched up perfectly. So I felt pretty excited about that. Yay! Okay, another little story. These are my favorite. So this is Christina. She did the workshop last summer. I joined the program because I wanted to find a way to decrease the cognitive, physical, and emotional toll of back-to-back sessions. I want to develop a more sustainable plan for this aging therapist, which I was like, oh, Christina, you're not aging. But for this aging therapist that will work for a future where I can travel for vacation and see the kids. So she has kids who are entering into adulthood, and I didn't talk with her about this this particular detail, but I think she would be okay. It's public on Facebook. Her family got to travel to Africa together this year, which had been a dream that they had had, and they did a safari and all this kind of stuff. So I love to see that, especially when your kids are grown and maybe they don't live near you or you have grandkids. Setting up this format can be really cool. So count. Sometimes you write things and then later you think, maybe I should have said that a different way. But I'll say it, I'll own it. I said, how many more years can you keep this up? There were times where I couldn't even keep it up another day or week. But let's just acknowledge that as a therapist community, few of us think about retirement. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know that we're the most financially minded people. And we often work at a pace that's neck breaking and even soul crushing. So your current caseload could be working like fine enough for now, but will it always? And why not have another way to offer the same therapy you already offer, but in a different format? Oh my gosh, I wrote this. This came out in the panel earlier today. You have nothing to gain, nothing to lose, and so much to gain. Amazing. I love when it is whatever, congruent. Okay. So maybe you've been saving for a new certification. That question came up earlier. Do I have to have a certain amount of training or a certain certification to be able to offer intensives? A lot of times, I think that was Michelle who shared that. We're chasing that next thing that'll make us feel the way we want to feel in our sessions. So thinking thinking that will be the answer to being able to charge more and feel more fulfilled. Oh, okay. So if I have this certification, I can charge more finally, and I'll feel more fulfilled. My thought is trainings are great. Oh, they truly are. But what if you could create an intensive that allows you to confidently charge premium rates and get better results with the clinical skills you already have? Let's be real. Some certification programs can cost up to $2,500, $7,000. They span years. OMG, that's a long time. But my little thing is, don't worry, Launch Guide doesn't cost that much. Maybe you prefer one-to-one coaching. Totally get it. As an introvert, I was so anxious when I went on my first group coaching call. Confident Copy was my first coaching program I was ever a part of as a student. But the reality is that individual coaching is so much more expensive. It's much pricier than learning in groups. And when we do one-on-one coaching, we miss out on the learning like from the other people in the cohort, from their questions and their ideas. So let's just be real. If you were like, I don't want to do the group, I just want to work with Steffeny one-on-one. If you were going to do that for 6 hours, which this rate may not even be updated, but whatever, it would be like almost $2,000. But Launch Guide doesn't cost that much either. So I want to ask you, what would it be worth to you to be able to work less and earn more, not just today or tomorrow, but for the rest of your career as a therapist? What would it be worth to you to have a schedule where you could regularly take time for yourself, to travel, visit family, friends, to truly take care of yourself and the people you love? Guilt free, right? Like, how much of us do this, but then we're feeling bad about it on the back end? Uh-oh. I think hold on a sec. I'm gonna stop because I skipped over something to the totally wrong page. Forgive me. We were on guilt free. I remember that. Here we go. I'm back. Okay. Phew. Now I know. Canva will jump you ahead. Last one. What would it be worth to you to know that you have a plan for retirement that does not involve working until the day you die? Realize I did not have a plan for this. What if you had freedom to choose how many clients you see and when your time as a therapist feels complete? Weird to think about, but important. If you're like me, this feels absolutely priceless. So let's talk about the money, what it costs. It's right here. The 2-day workshop, that's 4 hours of live learning, the workbook, and then the ongoing support inside the student-only Facebook group. It's a one-time payment of $397. And if you're a Summit VIP pass holder, you have a coupon code that is $100 off. So for you, it's only $297. And I'm gonna ask for Christy to put the link in the chat so it's easy for you. It is https://intensivesummit.com/yes. And then if you are a 6-week cohort kind of person, you get the pre-recorded lessons. So basically you get to watch the content ahead of time. You get the assignment for that week. Assignment. Let's not we'll just say the task so that you can stay on track. And then we come together live for a 60-minute get it done session. So this is like we're checking in, we're working through any confusing parts, trouble parts, and of course you get the workbook as well and the ongoing support in the Facebook group. The cohort is a one-time payment of $897, and for Summit VIP pass holders, it is $797. Now, we do have a payment plan. And so if you're interested in getting started, you can join the 2-day workshop today for just $209. That'll be 2 monthly payments. And then similarly, for the 6-week cohort, it is starting today for $314. Shout out to my St. Louis people. That's our 314 area code. And that's 3 monthly payments. So the link will be in the chat for you, /intensivesummit.com/yes. Now let me talk to you about VIP for a minute here. And this is really where it is at. So I'm going to give you the scoop. And I'll let you know if, yeah, there you go. Okay, so VIP. What is the VIP? What do you get? It is the Intensive Design Lab Big Bundle. So that is every single template in the shop worth, if you bought them all separate, it'd be $523. And you get them all upgrading to VIP heavily discounted. So that includes the paperwork bundle that has all the paperwork and policy stuff in it, the client workbook, both as a Canva and Google Doc, the intensive package menu. That's what you send out to folks when they first inquire so they can hear about your service. It's very like high-end and polished. The intensive client FAQs. So again, when people reach out, you send them a document. And, oops, let me snooze this. And then the therapy intensive social media kit. So we've pre-made graphics for social media that You just plug and play, put in your specific information, and you can start to share about your intensives on social media. So all that is what is included if you upgrade to VIP. So VIP is right for you if you're ready to hit the ground running. You don't have time to write your own paperwork or email templates. And you don't like to waste your time, your energy, or to reinvent the wheel. All of what is created came from therapists going through the program saying, you know what would make my life easier? Can you make me a template for this? And boom, there it is. So become a VIP. Get access to all the done for you templates that the therapists like you have asked for and raved about. You can do that at the same link. It's that /intensivesummit.com/yes. Let me check the chat. Christy, are you able to drop that link?
I have. People are saying it's not letting them register though.
Oh, okay. Here, let me do the main. I tried to get fancy. This is lessons learned from the Kaleidoscope Counseling STL.com/launch guide. See, I tried to do these things to make things easier and it made it harder. So my bad. That is the direct link to my website and you can get it there. Let me know if you have issues off of that and I'll text our tech guy, Joe. So Kaleidoscope Counseling STL.com/launch guide. Seriously, everything I've done to make things easier made it harder. So there you go. Okay, so a little bit of love here from people who are real. And Stacy was in the couples intensive panel. She did her first 3-day 4K couples intensive. And she got the templates, customized them to herself, and boom, she was ready to go. She said the feedback was beyond amazing. Her clients called it mind-blowing, and she's officially hooked. Now she just made the announcement she's only going to be doing intensives in the new year, and it's now the backbone of her practice. So, yeah. I seriously did not have to look very hard to find these screenshots. I have pages and pages and pages of them. So, this like intensives are, they're amazing. They just are. Okay. So let me go through that one more time. If you want to become a VIP, it's for the 2-day workshop, it's a one-time payment of $697. If you're a Summit VIP pass holder, it's $597. And I'll tell you the payment plan too. Here it is. You can get started today for $365, and that's 2 monthly payments. And I'll tell you what, the workshop itself isn't until June, but all of the content is already in there and all the bonuses. So you could literally sign up and get access to it today. And I'll tell you what the bonuses are because they are so fun. Yay. So on the flip side, if you're thinking the 6-week cohort is a better fit for you, that's a one-time payment of $1197. And then Summit VIP pass holders, you get $100 off. You can start today for a payment of $418, and that would be 3 monthly payments. Now, let me say something important, and that is, sorry, someone popped on the screen. There is a coupon code specifically for therapists from underrepresented identities. So I'm talking about BIPOC therapists and BIPOC and trans therapists. So I truly, with all my heart, representation matters. And you are so welcome and wanted here in Launch Guide and so needed in the therapist community. So when you go to join, make sure to use the coupon code. It's up there, REP15, and that's for 15% off to join Launch Guide. Okay, so I don't know that I think I'm going long because I just like to chat, but I just wanted to show this. This is different than what I showed before. No, this is the same. So when I did 10 sessions per week and I charged $150 per hour, that resulted in $72,000 per year. And now with intensives, I can see, so we said 22 hours per month as opposed to 40 with my premium rate here. That means I'm making a lot more, doing a lot less. So even if you're like, I don't even charge 150, I charge 120 and I see 20 clients per week. Okay, I did the math for you. You would be making gross, of course, around 115 per year. And we could compare that to somebody else who says, I want to work more than Steffeny. I'll do an intensive every single week. And at this premium rate, look at that. Still only 11 hours of session per week as opposed to the 20. That's a big number. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You don't have to do it like me, but there's a very big earning potential when it comes to intensives. So I'll say the link again since this one is not working correctly. And Christy, if you can drop it in there again, it's kaleidoscopecounseling.com/launch-guide. That's such a mouthful. And then I even kind of ran the numbers on, like, say you did 1 week, a 3-day intensive, the second week you did 10 sessions or like 15 hours of therapy. Like essentially if you did like every other, what that could look like for your monthly and your annual gross income. Kind of bonkers, I must say. So, at this point, this is always the question, right? Like, you might be asking yourself, do clients actually schedule these? And the answer is they do, yes. So Elizabeth was on the alumni panel today, and after she did the workshop just this last January, her goal was to do 3 intensives for the year, and she surprised us all. I think she surprised herself and did 3 intensives just in March. Just huge. Bonkers. So wild. Gotta move my face around. So let me say, by the end of Launch Guide, you will have created the format, set the price, and structured your schedule, which is all the essentials, design the process for how your intensive will work from start to finish, and set premium fees and explored money mindset blocks. You will have invited current clients to book an intensive, spread the word to colleagues and referral sources, and built confidence about how to guide new inquiries to become private pay intensive clients. Not too shabby, huh? So before I go through the bonuses, let me say the link again, since we're having trouble with it, www.kaleidoscopecounseling.com/launch-guide. So let's do the bonuses because this is the fun part. So number 1, first and foremost, this is my self-care meditation for brave new adventures. It's valued at $98. It is, meditation's the right word, meditation and EMDR resourcing session because trying new things puts us in our feels. It brings our parts out. A lot can come up. And so this is perfect to, when you're noticing that, you can put it on and the pep talk is waiting for you to help you reground and recenter and offer some compassion inward. So I love this. That is the very first bonus. Then we have number 2. This is the money mindset and therapy intensive session. This is with me and Audrey Shane of Balanced Private Practice. We talk about the money mindset stuff that came up for us when we started offering intensives, and how we have tried to conceptualize it or like respond. So the value of that is $359. Bonus number 3. I think this is my favorite one. Consult calls that convert. This is my mini course all about how to have a consultation call with a new client or like a prospective client who's reaching out about therapy intensives. So it includes a mini training, a demo video of me doing a consult call with a therapist who's pretending to be a client, and then the guide so that you can create your own kind of script or checklist for your consultation calls. So I talk about, one, just how to have a successful consult call, and then 2, how it's different than when you would do it with someone who, you know, is insurance-based or even just typical private pay kind of consult. So this one is valued at $497. It is the bomb. Number 4, preparing your EHR for intensives. So this is that mini course. It's the complete checklist of how to set up your health system, your record system for intensives, and that it includes all the tutorial videos in simple practice of how to set it up. This one was a labor of love, but it is all there for you to make things easy peasy, and it's valued at $297. But if you've tried to set up something in simple practice that you did not know how to do, you would probably pay a lot of money, more than that, to have it all like mapped out for you. So I'll go through the details one more time. Christy, if you can put the link in the chat again, the Kaleidoscope counselingstl.com/launch-guide. It's like a mouthful. You can join the 2-day workshop today for that one-time payment of $397, or the $209 if you want to do the payment plan. And then the 6-week cohort, one-time payment of $897, or start today for $314. Now, we don't want to forget about VIP because that is where it's at. So to become a VIP for the workshop, it's a one-time payment of $697, or start today for $365. VIP cohort, one-time payment of $1197, start today for $418. And again, we'll put the link in the chat because I'm not looking at the chat at this exact moment. Make sure, if you're a therapist from an underrepresented identity, specifically folks who are BIPOC or trans, please, please, please use the coupon code REP15, and that'll get you 15% off. All right, this is it. This is the big announcement. I'm so excited. So if you register before the call ends, and I will say I extended this, it's really going to be this evening, but mostly for therapists who are in session right now. I want to truly be understanding that not everybody has flexibility to be here live. But for you who are here live, know this. If you join today, you are going to get Voxer office hours with me The value is $4,000. If you don't know what Voxer is, it is a free app. And essentially, you can send messages through audio, like your voice. It's like a walkie-talkie, a voice, text, or like links. And it is honestly, in my opinion, the best way to get coaching, especially in the moment. So I'm offering 4 full days of coaching. It's going to be Thursdays throughout the cohort. And it is so exciting. I'm pumped. Basically, when you have a question or a stuck point, or you're just trying to figure something out about intensives in your head, you can just quick send me a voice memo and then I'll get you right back. So we are almost wrapped up. Oh, so pretty. But let's look at it. So what you would get is the launch guide program itself, that like core curriculum, the bonus self-care meditation for brave new adventures, the bonus money mindset and therapy intensives, consult calls that convert mini course, preparing your EHR for therapy intensives, and then the big bonus, Voxer office hours. All of that is valued at, how funny, I can't even see because of how my computer is. I think it's $5,000. So the link will be in the chat if you want to join the workshop. I'll roll through it, 209, and that way we can get to the Ask Me Anything. So I think I've gone over time a bit here. All right, 314 VIP for workshops, one time, $697, or start for $365, one time, $1197 for the cohort, or start today for $418. Don't forget that coupon code, REP15. So, my goodness. I'm telling Jean that we're going late. Okay. Quick run through for those who are tech stressed, and then we'll hit the Ask Me Anything because Christy's been keeping questions. So basically, choose your own adventure. When you go to the page, this is what you're going to see. You can log on. Gives you the option to be a VIP. You're going to click which one you want, and here is where the coupon code is. And then at the end, you should see this confirmation page that says, yay, you're in. You'll get an email from Thrivecart to set up your info, and this is how you log in. When you get there, you will see that. Yay! Oh, I kind of went over that one fast. You'll see the different courses on your course dashboard. So last thing before we hit the questions, why you are here. You showed up for a specific reason. You showed up to the summit for a specific reason. Maybe you feel tired. You see a lot of clients. You've given so much of yourself and you know that it's not sustainable. Something needs to change. You feel stuck. You've been having the same conversations over and over. You became a therapist to help clients make lasting change, but now you feel stuck too. Maybe if you're like me, you've been really inspired during the summit, you want more transformation, more money, more freedom, more joy. Join me inside Launch Guide and get started today in the workshop. Here's the 2 options, a one-time payment of $397 or 2 payments of $209. Same thing for the 6-week cohort, 1 payment of $897 or 3 payments of $314. Awesome. Let me go to the little summaries. That makes it easier. Become a VIP. Yeah. Okay. last thing. This is the part that they were talking about in the panel. So let me make sure we do this and then I'm all yours. You might have doubts. I want to offer intensives, but I don't know if I'm experienced enough. Let me tell you, if you can offer a meaningful therapy experience in 1 hour, you can do it in 3 hours. No doubt in my mind. I want to offer therapy intensives, but I don't know if I'm trained enough. There are no formal training requirements to offer therapy intensives. I want to offer intensives, but I don't know if I'll get any clients, right? How many of us are worried about that? Intensives are valuable and desirable to clients for a number of reasons. And I'm just bringing up Amy. Elizabeth is the same way. They wanted to do 3 by the end of the year, and they ended up doubling. Elizabeth's year isn't even over yet. So she could triple, or but Amy wanted to do 3. She ended up doing 6 last year, and now she's transitioning to an intensives only model. So you're not falling behind, you're right on time. Maybe you're saying, I want to offer intensives, but I don't know if I have enough time. Maybe you're busy. The 6-week cohort is designed for busy therapists who want accountability to take action. Audrey was busy too. She had a full caseload, young kids, and a second business, but she knew she wanted to offer intensives because of the earning potential and how it could serve her clients. So she joined the 6-week cohort to stay motivated and get shit done. She says that the accountability is what kept her on track. And she scheduled and offered her first brain spotting intensive before the cohort even finished. I want to offer intensives, but I don't know if I can pull it off, right? Maybe that worked for everybody else, but not me. Michelle was on the panel. She wasn't sure either. She had some clients graduate right before joining the intensives. She was worried about the loss of income and filling those spots, but then she realized that that was the perfect way to create room in her schedule for the intensives. And before the cohort was over, she had already booked 2 intensives and gained confidence that she could make changes in her practice without it falling apart. She said, I can only foresee an increase in my income that would not have been possible with typical weekly sessions. It's so powerful. I think this is the last one. Guess what? You don't have to figure it out on your own. That is why I created Launch Guide to help you every step of the way. Oh, I'm getting so excited. Okay, I'll go through it one more time and then I promise we're in questions. So if you can put the link in the chat, Kaleidoscope Counseling STL.com/launch-guide. And let's skip to the little where are my little maybe I only did that before. I wanted to see the 2 options. So become a VIP, one time $697 or $365, one-time payment of $1197 or $418. Yeah! Don't forget your coupon code, REP15. And the Voxer office hours. I want to add you to my Voxer. Okay, we did it! Woo! We made it to the Ask Me Anything. All right, I am ready. Let me have it. Okay, I'm gonna pull up in my thing so I can for real see all the questions.
Just want to start with a time check too, and the meditation that's happening.
Yes, I know. I told Jean that we were running a little bit late. Sorry, guys. Not good time management. I'm used to intensives. I'll get with Jean and make sure we can still do it. Or we can switch over and I can answer the questions later. Are there any questions that like are really, really important to
Can you make sure you share the dates of the June 2-day one?
Ooh, yes. Okay, so the 2-day one is Thursday and Friday, June 13 and 14. It is, I should have put this in there. It's 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. If you join, all the lessons are already in there. So you could get started now, but of course being there live is really helpful to get your questions answered. The big bundle is not available separately, sadly. It's exclusive for Launch Guide. But everything is in the Intensive Design Lab store. Anything else?
I have a question. For the VIP pass, um, I don't even know how to say it, but I did the VIP. Does $100 credit automatically come off?
No, you have actually, Christy, could you send her the coupon code in the direct message? There is a coupon code. It went out in an email, but I know sometimes emails are hard to keep track of. There's a lot. There's a coupon code to add in at checkout.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yes, sorry, Julie. I totally blanked on putting the times in here. I'm the same way. So the cohort is Tuesdays at 12 to 1 Eastern, and that starts June 11 till July 23rd. We do not meet the week of 4th of July. So I'll make sure that is on the page and in the chat. Sybil, I want to do another summit. It would be really cool to do this every year. The website has a different time. Oh gosh. What does it say? The VIP package, all the templates are created. All you have to do is plug in your price. So you don't have to create the templates. It says 10 to 11 a.m. I wonder if that was a time zone thing. Templates are included in the regular package, but the full library is in VIP. There's a question, actually, I want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing, but there's a FAQ at the bottom of that page that we linked that says, if I don't get VIP, what would I be missing out on? So I would check that out for all the specific details. Ooh, are the templates able to be translated into another language? I think that would be amazing. I'm totally open to figuring out how to do that. I say as an English speaker. But I'm happy to put time and energy toward that. Ooh, wait, I missed one. It's moving fast. No, the Voxer office hours are available for anyone who enrolls today. Regardless, whether you're in the cohort or the workshop. Good question. And I lost my chat. if we do the workshop and then want more coaching, would that be possible? Yeah, so you could, there's a couple options. Sometimes we'll form a bonus cohort because sometimes people do think like, oh, I actually did want more. Or you could like pursue one-to-one coaching with me if you're interested in that. If you miss a week of cohort because of a vacation, what are your options? Everything's recorded, and I know it's summer, so people have, vacations and other commitments. Not a big deal. It's all, first of all the content is already in there for you, and then you'll get a recording of the cohort meeting itself, so you're not missing a thing. Will we receive info in the training modules about how to access Voxer? Yes, I have a very detailed tutorial about that. It's pretty easy to use. It's like very similar to WhatsApp if you use that too. And if you prefer to just email me that day, that's fine. I can use either one. The Voxer days, they are Thursdays, and they're all day. So like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central. There's specific Thursdays throughout the summer. So I don't know the dates right off the top of my head, but they're sprinkled throughout June and July. And the idea is just to continue to have ongoing support even beyond the workshop and the cohort. Cool. Well, any other questions? Feel free to pop in the chat. I will put the link one more time, and I so apologize for my time going over. That is not my strong suit. I was totally in the vibe. I will keep a really close eye on the Facebook group today. So if you have other questions, hop it in there and tag me. And let me check in with Jean about meditation because I still really, really would like to do that. Any other questions before we transition? Let me see if I had anything else. Oh, just thank you. I don't even know how to move this now. How long? Ooh, Stephanie, let me check on that. I think you can only do one code. I think rep 15 is gonna end up being the bigger savings or the bigger discount. How long do we have to decide before the offer goes away? Good question. So if you want to get the Voxer office hours bonus, I extended that into this evening so that therapists who are in session right now can watch this and still benefit. The doors to launch guide will be open. They'll be open for a bit. There'll be a few other things coming down the pike. I'll say, what's the exact day? At least a week. But I will say that this is the only time it's going to be offered live until next January. So there's always on-demand like recordings. But if this is a program that you want to do live with me, with the other therapists, this is going to be the only opportunity for this year. Just full disclosure. I love it. I cannot wait. Okay. I will check in on if there's anybody having support issues. And I'll put it out there. I have my assistant who's a tech guy. He's also available if you're having trouble. You can email info@kaleidoscopecounselingstl.com.
Fuck.
Yeah, It only does one, coupon code. Sorry. Okay. Blanca, do you have your hand up? Did I answer your question?
Hi, I'm Stephanie. First of all, thank you so much. This whole summit has been amazing. Quick question. I was very eager and I signed up before you announced that it was the 6-week cohort is recorded if you missed one or two because of vacation. So I signed up for the 2-day workshop. Is there any way I can switch over to
Oh yeah.
week? And if so, how do I go about doing that?
Yeah, no problem. Just email my assistant. And that happens from time to time. People just like change which ones they want to do. So, and maybe we can put it in the chat. It's info@kaleidoscopecounselingstl.com. And Joe will get you all taken care of.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yay, welcome. That's so exciting. Cannot wait. Okay. Let me see if Jean has gotten back to me. Oh, she has a client. Okay. Is there a separate link for the meditation or will it be here? I am gonna pause when we get off this. I'm gonna check in with Jean because she's also a therapist and has things going on and I totally went over time. So let me just check in with her and see how we're gonna handle this. And 2-day dates in the chat. That is Thursday, June 13th and Friday, June 14th, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay. All right. I will catch you in the Facebook group and let you know how we're going to adjust based on me going over time, but I feel like it was worth it. Really, really appreciate you all sticking with me, and I cannot wait to see you in Launch Guide. Bye.